And then 2 days before Christmas, little Christmas miracle. We're like, you know what, man? Now we only have one goalkeeper. We need a second one. And they go by one name, Lorena. And that's a Brazilian goalkeeper, dude. Signed a 3-year deal with a 2028 option. That's a commitment to this woman being your goalkeeper. Brazilian international. We're just Midwest Brazil over here, how it feels sometimes. And Olympic silver medalist. Can't go wrong with that. I mean, a lot of experience, but also quite young as well.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
What is happening, everybody? Kansas City Sports Atmosphere. We're back, baby. It is currently on No Other Pod here on KC Sports Network. I'm Daniel Kooser here with Chris Wright. We're snowed in. We're having a great time. We're here to talk soccer. Things have happened, and I'm very excited to be here. Chris, what's up, dude? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. It feels like it's been a while.
It has.
Yeah, we usually just text now about wrestling. It's been so long.
But it hasn't been all that long. If you think about it, I think our last pod was like December 17th or something on my birthday. And then we just took the holidays off, spread a little cheer. And it's been good. Have you have a good holiday?
I did. Yeah, it was nice, man. A much needed break. Some time off work as well. So just a nice little refresh.
Do you put up decorations in your place?
We do not. We
no tree or nothing?
We have a small tree that we do, and our cats typically kind of mess with it. So, we can't do a whole lot. Yeah, can't do a whole lot. They just see any object and they assume it can support their climbing.
Dude, cats aren't real. Cats are weird. They just jump on anything, and they defy the laws of nature. I don't know how they just jump on you out of nowhere. Where the hell did you come from?
Well, I mean, they don't think before they do it. Like if a cat has a zoomy, it'll like climb up an item, anything, and then it'll run across like our we have a sliding glass door. It'll run across like the curtain rod.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then fly down onto something else. And I'm just like, please don't break. Please don't break. They don't care. So having a large tree would be a disaster in this household.
Dude, I was at our friend Sky's house, Sky, and she has a bunch of cats. And dude, they were like walking up above on stuff. And I was like, just kind of keeping my peripherals. I was like, I don't feel safe in here. And then like one cat was sitting in front of me, like on the coffee table, and you could just see like it was going to do something. And I was like, can we talk about this cat real quick? Like, I feel like it's going to jump on me. And then it did. And I was like, I fucking told you. I told you, I sense this. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I don't like this. So I don't go over there anymore. There's a lot of cats. So I'm a dog guy, make them beg for your attention. Cats are like, I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah. Cats don't care. Feed them. That's all they care about.
That's it. But I wish as humans, we had the restraint that cats have to like eat. Cause they could just have a huge thing of food and just go munch, munch, munch. I'm done. My dog, if he had a huge thing of food, he's going to eat the whole thing of food. I have to portion control him so he's not a big fatty at the end of the day. It's wild, man. So, and you can leave cats alone. You can leave cats alone for like a day or two. And it's like, well, that's wild. You don't got to get a pet sitter or nothing. That's interesting.
It's nice not to have to worry about being home at a certain time.
Yeah.
Right. To let them out and,
because they poop in a box.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got the life over here, except when they go Ninjago on you. Boy, oh boy. Dude, do we have some stuff to talk about today? Casey Current's making moves. There's things happening in the league. You think, oh, it's winter time. We're not going to get news. There's nothing going to happen. We don't get our favorite podcast currently back. We don't get to hear that for a bit. But we're back to talk about some shit, man. And I got to mention first thing first, we need to amend something that was said when our pod released, like on December 18th. You said, oh man, wouldn't it be great to have Narumi Miura on our team? And like that day that we recorded, she signed a 2-year contract with Washington Spirit. So that's not happening in Kansas City. we're outdated. We're outdated before the release even happened. Anyone that listened was like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Double down. You were also like, hey, Becky Sauerbrunn, wouldn't that be crazy? Same day, she's like, I'm going to retire. And we're like, what? Do we know anything?
It was like an hour. It was like an hour apart. And then when Becky, when she retired, I was like, I hope I mentioned that, she wouldn't be a starter on the team, right? Just be good depth and just like mentor to some of the younger players.
Yeah.
And then she announced her retirement. And then an hour later, Miura. And I'm like, man, that's what I get. That's what I get for trying to spice it up, talk about what I would like to see happen. Boom.
Well, at least we didn't message Nick and say, hey, could you do some Frankencuts in there? Could you get some editing and take that nonsense out? Because we just sound stupid. But here we are to admit our mistakes. That's what we do.
Well, yeah. I agree.
It happens, man. It happens. And then, we could just keep going around the league too, man. Old friend, Alex Loera, she was traded from Bay to Utah for $25,000 in intra-league transfer funds and a 15% sell-on fee if Utah were to move her at some point. She signed a 3-year contract with Utah, and she's coming off a big injury too, man. She could be very valuable to them.
It's really weird how, Loetta was the first player that they signed, right? That was the very first player. She has, she's friends with the ownership. She has a relationship with the ownership.
She has roots there, right?
Roots there. And then all of a sudden, she was, I don't know if she was disciplined or something, but she missed the game. There was something kind of vague. She essentially missed the game and people didn't know why. And then I think they announced that she was suspended for the game for like something detrimental to the team, if I remember correctly, and then got hurt and then got traded. So I don't know. I feel like something kind of weird was going on there, but I feel like that's not a lot of money for a player of her status, especially since the cap has gone up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good move by Kansas City, by the way. Good move by Kansas City. Yeah, we got protection from from Bay, and then we end up getting Claire Hutton. So it worked out.
True, man. Kansas City's doing smart things, dude. Smart things. That couple other situations, by the way, with Kansas City connections, if you will. Lynn Williams and Cassie Miller were traded from Gotham. Both of them heading to Seattle, man. Pretty wild. They Gotham receives Jalen Howell. All right, and Seattle receives $70,000 in allocation money, right? No. Sorry, Gotham will receive the $70K in allocation and a 2025 international roster spot. Who wins that little situation there? I mean, Seattle gets a decent goalkeeper and Lynn Williams, U.S. international, but Gotham gets a lot there as well.
I mean, I like Jalen Howell a lot. She was a top pick. She's bounced around quite a bit here the past 2 or 3 years, but Lynn Williams is special, but she is getting a little older, right? She's not playing the amount of minutes that she used to. So while she's still incredibly dangerous, I don't think she gets the starts and the minutes that she would previously.
For sure. It's just it kind of felt like she was making a name for herself in Gotham, though. Like people were really starting to take to her and love her, and now she's just gone. I think she had posted something online, right? Something a little cryptic, how she, there's things to be said about this, about Gotham or something. It just, I don't think, I got the gist that she wasn't too happy about this situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find it here real quick. But it was something basically, oh my gosh. I
don't know how you would even find it. I probably saw it on Instagram somewhere, and it could have been a reel that's gone forever.
Yeah, just essentially something about her, I don't know, like they weren't playing as a team or something like that. It was something to that effect. Like, I'm struggling to think of it, but
she'll help Seattle because Seattle is not, to the Seattle caliber they've been in the past with their team. And I think, they'll help bolster that a little bit.
And piggybacking on that Gotham theme, Yasmin Ryan went to Houston. So kind of right around that time, like she made these comments, one of their other starters, end up going to Houston. So
Yeah.
there must be something going on there.
Stuff's moving, man. Players are moving. All this was happening before the new year hit. I mean, they wanted to get it all in before New Year's. And Kansas City Current was a little active as well. And I want to get into that. But before we do, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about it. So stay right there.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
So I watch movie award shows. You're familiar with this, right? I like movies.
Yeah.
Golden Globes are on Sunday. You watch that shit at all?
I do not. I do
Probably see highlights though.
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser, hilarious. Great opening monologue. Very good segments with presenters and stuff too. Everyone is big time mad about this Amelia Perez movie winning stuff. Like, yep, Nikki Glaser, KU alum, Rock Chalk Baby. Thank you, Nick. And the people are mad about Amelia Perez winning stuff. Zoe Saldana beat out everyone in her category, which I thought, might have gone to Wicked, and the best picture I thought would go to Wicked maybe. But no, Amelia Perez, this Netflix movie, when you hear that it wins, kind of makes you want to go check it out and watch it, right? Buddy, Marissa and I watched it, and we were just like, what is going on? Like, this is nominated? Like, this isn't going to win. And then it has the most nominations and gets wins. Do you know what it's about at all?
I have no idea.
Bro, it's about like a cartel leader transitioning from a man to a woman. And it is just, it's a musical. And there's, put that in quotes, musical. Selena Gomez is in it. Zoe Saldana literally raps in like this room of people eating dinner or something. Like it is weird. There's a whole song about the doctor being like, do we do penis to vagina to... It is the most wild thing I've ever seen.
It sounds kind of cringy at moments.
There were moments that we were just like, what is and the songs weren't like things I was going to sing later. Like they weren't little earworms, like something like Wicked might be,
Right.
It was just but whatever. And Zoe Saldana was so excited. They tried to play her off with the music, to get her off the stage, and she was like begging for more time. And I was like, you're the first award. Get out of here. It's a 3-hour show. They got time to...
You're going to get plenty of opportunities up there. Like,
no time to waste here. So, and people are mad that it's a Mexican movie, but made by a French director who like didn't care about their culture at all. So it's very, very tainted in that sense. So moving on. Thank you for entertaining my feelings there. Bro, Kansas City has 3 new players. 3. And this all happened before the new year. And I was just dying to get on here and talk to you about them because we were concerned, and everyone on Twitter freaking out, man, because we were wondering what's going to happen to Alma Schultz. What's she going to do? And we said, who would blame her for going back home and playing there or being with her family, whatever. No one would blame her for not re-signing with us. Essentially, that's what happened. We don't know the story. I assume KC Current tried to get a deal done, and Schultz was just like, not really my thing. That's my speculation.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was Vlogko or somebody came out and said, if it was, she just wanted to go back to Europe, right? Makes sense. But if Kansas City was in Europe, if it was this club in Europe and it was close, she would have re-signed. So it seemed like she was torn, like she really wanted to be at the team, really loved what we were doing, but simultaneously, and that's a long way to be away from your kids, man. Like they're in school. It's just, you want to be there for your kids. So, I'm happy for her. Hopefully she gets a good opportunity.
Precisely.
You're right.
And people were like, tell me you know things about soccer, or tell me you don't know a whole lot without telling me you don't know a whole lot. Because people were real mad at the ownership. Like, why would you do this? Why would you not keep her? And it's like, we don't know what happened. Like, let's relax and see the bigger plan in play, because there is one. Because they brought in 2 goalkeepers, because we knew we had 0. When we recorded December 17th, we had 0 podcasts or 0 goalkeepers.
Right.
Now we have 2. And one stuffed us when we played her in Seattle. Laurel Ivory, I believe, was Seattle's backup keeper at that time.
Yeah.
she made a name for herself in that game where we peppered her with shots. She was standing on her head, diving all over the place, getting shot in the face, and held us to a 0-0 draw. That was very frustrating. Well, what do you do when someone frustrates you, bro? What did I do when I was tired of playing up against Nick, our buddy Nick? I brought him to our team. Well, that's what we did here, man. Laurel Ivory is on our team.
I really like the move. I mean, she came into the league in 2023. Yeah, she's one of those players that's she's a potential starter. She'd be a potential starter, but a hell of a backup, right? She's kind of on that borderline. She clearly can start in the league. She clearly did well. She made a name for herself. I think she was one of those players that people are like, I would love to have her in Kansas City. If Seattle's not going to use her, and we don't have Franch, we don't have Schultz, we don't have anybody. I saw some commentary about how she'd be a good option. So once she was signed, I knew that we were safe. If we stick with her, we were safe. If we bring somebody in better, we would, obviously be better off. But yeah, we really liked her. And she's young, man. She can learn. A lot of potential there.
Very much so. There's some upside, and it's really low risk. She signed a 1-year contract.
Right.
With an option for 2026 via free agency. But then, we weren't done, man, because that was December 19th is when that happened. Our second goalkeeper came a little later, but December 20th, we got Rocky Rodriguez, dude. And I know you like Rocky Rodriguez. I know I've heard you say that name before. Her name is Raquel Rodriguez, which is also a wrestler in WWE. I don't know if you know that, but Raquel Rodriguez is 100% a person in WWE. So I love that, and I hope to see some WWE celebrations from her. Midfielder, right? Rocky Rodriguez?
Yeah, kind of attacking mid, man. She's 30 years old, Costa Rican international, probably the most notable female Costa Rican player that I can think of anyway. She was kind of a mainstay there in Portland for a while, right? She was on the team that beat us in the championship.
Was it a former Rookie of the Year? Am I misspeaking there?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Off the top of my head. I believe she played for Blue Sky back in the day. So maybe
Sky Blue.
She's blue. Yeah.
Talk about that new Twitter.
New Twitter.
Well, she did, dude. 2016, she did win NWSL's Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, she played for Portland for quite some time. Was really ingrained in the city and in that team. And then her opportunities just kind of dwindled. And then she went to Angel City.
She's also won trophies, dude. I mean, it's Rookie of the Year was one thing, but when she went to Portland, man, she helped them win the Challenge Cup, the Shield, and the championship. They were a good team.
She knows how to win. She likes to be around winners. But then she went to Angel City, which, Angel City had a tough break. A lot of, coaching changes over there.
She only started 13 games for them.
Yep.
Let that be known.
Started 13, played 20. Little over 1,100 minutes. According to FotMob, she is the 4th highest rated player for Angel City on their team, just behind Claire Emsley and above Sydney Leroux. So take that for what it's worth.
Yep.
It seems like she either came out around the 50th, 60th minute, or she came in around the 60th minute. So I think it'd, kind of be what we would typically see. Dabinia comes out the 70th, she'll come in. So to me, it's get a starting caliber player, but more super depth. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. More of we
love super depth. KC Current is super depth.
We love super depth. More of a midfielder, attacking mid, but I really like the move, man. Brings a lot of veteran leadership, a lot of experience, and yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Dude, and she is a Costa Rican legend. I mean, she has over 100 caps with Costa Rica. Here's a stat she will have for the rest of her life. No one could ever achieve this. She scored the country's first ever World Cup goal in 2015. So, and then she also played every match in the 2015 and 2023 World Cups. So we got a good one here. I mean, we have a veteran presence, and this team is starting to become full of veterans. It's becoming quite the veteran heavy lineup. I mean, from Dabinia to Bia to Lowe. I mean, it's wild, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just stacking this team with high quality talent there. And then we
100%.
throw in some of the young players. You got Claire Hutton, who's obviously young, and then you got Alex Pfeiffer, who people should not kind of sleep on. And then Gabby Robinson down there at center back as well, who was
Coming back.
absolutely balling. One of the best center backs in the league before she got hurt.
Would love to see her come back just as strong. You know what I mean? That's always a thing you watch when someone gets injured. You're like, how are they going to come back? Will they miss a step? Will they be just as they left? It's scary stuff.
And she got injured kind of early mid season, so it wasn't late. So she had a lot of time to recuperate and recover. So,
Right.
She might be good to go by preseason, or at least
it was early enough to make it very sad. You're like, oh my God, this gal was having a breakout season so far, man. It's so early. But man, we got it together and got one hell of a year, out of it. So, dude, and then 2 days before Christmas, little Christmas miracle. We're like, you know what, man? Now we only have one goalkeeper. We need a second one. And they go by one name, Lorena. And that's a Brazilian goalkeeper, dude. Signed a 3-year deal with a 2028 option. That's a commitment to this woman being your goalkeeper. Brazilian international. We're just Midwest Brazil over here, how it feels sometimes. And Olympic silver medalist. Can't go wrong with that. I mean, a lot of experience, but also quite young as well. Right? I mean, and undisclosed transfer fee, by the way. Undisclosed. I'm kind of like, so it's pretty expensive, right? You just don't want to talk about it. That's how it is. It's like, hey, how much were those shoes? You're like, I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. I mean, this is our keeper for the foreseeable future, right? 3-year contract through 2027 with an option through 2028. Really lit the world on fire during the Olympics. I think that's when I heard of her for the first time, and was really a key piece of that Brazilian team that went to the finals. So, we had France for a while. I mean, we've had a little bit of a rotating door situation with keeper. Before France, we had some, not a lot of stability. Then we had France, and then it was, Miller took over, and she kind of waffled back and forth in terms of starting. France did, Schultz came in and replaced France. Obviously, France is gone, which we'll talk about. But this is our keeper for the foreseeable future, man. I mean, and it's really exciting. She's young, a ton of talent. I mean, she's just going to get better, man. Like, if you want to buy a goalkeeper jersey and have it for the next 4 years, I think this is the one.
I don't hate that idea. I've never had a goalkeeper jersey. Maybe I need to.
She's just incredibly talented. She's built like a keeper, man. She's long. She's stout.
Brazil had 6 matches in the Olympics, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. They had 6 matches, and she kept a clean sheet in half of those. 3 clean sheets out of 6. In the Olympics, dog.
Yeah, which is very impressive. I mean, we got a good one, man. I'm super excited. We don't have to worry about this position for a long time.
Very excited. And right before Christmas, I bet, the management and ownership are just like, okay, we locked this up. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go have a good time. Here's the best quote you might hear all year. And this makes me want to get freaking dramatic, dude. Lorena said, "I'm very happy and excited to defend Kansas City's colors. I'm sure we'll write a beautiful story with the Currents supporters." A beautiful. Let's go. Put pen to pad. Let's write, baby. I'm in. I'm so in.
I want her to deliver a pregame hype up speech. If
yes,
that's very.
That I want it. I want it in Portuguese because that will light me on fire.
It sounds so much. I bet it sounds so much more beautiful in Portuguese too.
Oh, no doubt. Well, welcome, Lorena. Dude, you know what we should do? And I know you have a day job. I know I don't. We should find some time sometime though to head up to preseason and or the training area and talk to some people. Get some B-roll footage, get some clips. I don't know, could be fun.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up on the way. Could be a good little day trip.
Yeah. Let's try and sort that out, shall we?
Again, I know you have a super important job, and I have 3 different jobs, so we're very different lives. But we'll see what we can do.
We'll figure it out.
Well, man, those are the 3 players that we signed. 2 goalkeepers and a midfielder, veterans and a young person.
It's kind of wild when you look at our roster, though. Like, I mean, it's stacked full of talent, and we're just going to have some, more additions, right? We're not done. That's the crazy thing. When you take a look at our defense, though, I mean, presumably your starters are probably going to be Robinson and Cook, right? I mean, that's incredible in my mind. On the outside, you have Izzy, Mace, and Ellie Wheeler. I mean, a lot of versatility there, a lot of experience now, and Wheeler, whom they love. And then our goalkeepers, like to me, that is a defense that can grow with each other, that can form some continuity, and Sharples, right, for depth, right? I don't want to, discount her. She had an amazing season. So, I mean, it just makes me really excited about this defense as a whole.
Dude, no doubt. I mean, our defense was just hitting its stride last year at the end, and about midpoint, we're struggling, and we really, shaped it up. So, I think that won't be a problem. And scoring goals has also never been a problem because, well, we have Tim Wachawinga, which is a problem for most teams, but not us. And there were 14 NWSL players nominated for EA Sports FC 25 Team of the Year. Did you hear about this?
I did.
So 14 NWSL players from 9 different clubs. Fans have the opportunity to cast this vote. Voting's open till January 12th. So if you're listening to this on the day of release, you got 4 days. 4 days to go vote for this. And really, Tim Wachawinga is the only one from our team. But to round out that list, man, you have someone like all these people make total sense to be on this list as I read them. Sophia Smith, Trinity Rodman, Mallory Swanson, Tim Wachawinga, Barbara Banda, Asisat Oshoala, Croy Bethune, Marta, Rose Lavelle, Naomi Gurma, Emily Sams, Kaylee Kurtz, Anne Katrine Berger, Anna Morehouse. Household names.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see Chawinga get this honor. People take EA Sports FC 25 games, very seriously. They like this. So it'd be cool for her to get that, man. I'm sure it comes with a fun little FC trophy or something like that, right?
From plaque or something like that.
100%. And if Chawinga doesn't get that leading spot, like I'll be flabbergasted. It would be weird.
The only thing I could see is them giving it to somebody like Banda who did win the championship. Maybe depends how they weight that, but yeah. Hopefully she goes it up.
I wouldn't like that at all. That would upset me. But there's some other there's other players from around the world on here as well. This isn't just NWSL. The people I read are just NWSL people. So
right.
But it's maybe a little situation, man. You go on here, it's kind of an interactive situation. You click their player card and it populates them on the field in a little 4-3-3 formation there with a goalkeeper back there. So kind of cool. Dude, the only thing I can think of, well, the main thing we still have to talk about here is that NWSL announced their schedule footprint, not the schedule. Sorry for the pause. I know you guys are like, what? They announced their schedule footprint and competition schedule or competition calendar. So this campaign, dude, this season, it's going to start off on March 7th with the old Challenge Cup, which is no longer what it once was. It's a one-off game between the Shield winner and the NWSL Cup winner. So Orlando will be playing themselves. They're actually going to have a rematch of the NWSL Cup, which I think is probably best, don't you think?
Yeah.
Always kind of cool to see that happen. It's kind of like when the Chiefs would go like lose to Tom Brady one year, and then they'd end up opening the season against Tom Brady. Kind of one of those things.
It's a great way to kick off the season.
Totally. Now the regular season kicks off a week later, so that game gets full attention for a whole weekend. Everyone else kicks off Friday, March 14th, man. They're still going to do the same kind of thing. Friday night's going to be on Prime Video. Saturdays is going to have some ION network availability, and there'll be a lot of matches on CBS networks, man. Paramount Plus, CBS Sports Network, CBS Sports Golazo Network, and of course ESPN's going to have a good package of matches again. ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, Deportes for Spanish. So pretty, and ESPN Plus as well. So this is great, man. We knew about this deal when they signed it and how exciting this would be for that reach of games to people.
Oh yeah, it's a broader reach, and then also it provides the NWSL more money, right? Because they probably just auctioned off certain sections of their rights to do it. The only thing I don't like, and I did get more used to it as the season went on, was just identifying where games were played. Right, you kind of initially it's a little bit of a shock, but then you kind of you get your balance there, and you kind of know where games are going to be. So yeah, that's exciting, man.
Yeah,
the pod's going to come out on the 8th, and per the CBA rules, clubs may hold preseason camp as early as January 15th, man. So, 8 or 9 days away, man. I feel like there's not much of an off season.
They could meet next Wednesday if they plan to. And I got to tell you, if you're in Kansas City and you see all this snow, I don't think you can kick much of a soccer ball very easily right now. Like, you get the snowplow out for sure.
Right. Just knowing it's right around the corner, man, is making me very giddy and excited.
It is. I'm very excited. I'm excited to get back up to the stadium, to get to games, see all my friends. Like, it's just a fun time to be up there, man. And everyone I talk to, they're like, "You have season tickets to KC Current? Oh my gosh, I'd love to go to a game." And I'm like, we got a season ticket block of 8 people. I mean, if someone's not, I'll see if I can buy you a ticket from my friends. It's just we have that flexibility, dude, to bring new people into this world, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and for the 2025 season, 190 match schedule, inclusive of an 18 playoff, and a revised competition format for the summer window. Don't know what that's going to look like. And also during that kind of summer window, teams can have friendlies with other teams. So we can have international friendlies, kind of like what we did this past year. So you're probably going to see some more of that. I fully expect the Current to utilize every ounce of that free time to get some friendlies and some other teams over here. So I look forward to kind of seeing what they're able to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, just I love that little break, and you never know what's going to happen. Who are we going to play? What kind of competition is going to be weird and somewhat meaningless, but still a trophy,
It gives the opportunity to see teams from Japan, from South Africa, from Spain. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Do we know if that like Liga MX Cup is happening again yet? Have we heard?
I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think it's done.
It's just done?
I think so. I think so. I thought I read somewhere
because Liga MX didn't do well, and they're like, we ain't playing in this shit.
Well, that, and they had to their schedule was so difficult for them. Like, they literally had like a game in the US, a couple days later, a game in Mexico. Like, it was tough.
For sure. It's gonna be, I don't know, man. It's gonna be awesome. Regular season concludes weekend of Halloween. Playoffs start November 7th. Semifinals 14th. Championship 22nd. Similar to last year, right? Similar right before Thanksgiving situation.
Right.
So, hell yeah. We will probably get, man, I don't know when we're going to get a league schedule, a team schedule. I mean, MLS put theirs out early, like earlier than I'd ever remember. And I'm waiting for KC Current now.
I know the MLS schedule is the first domino to fall, right, for the NWSL. So not everybody has the luxury of having their own stadium. So, I'm glad they got that out early. Maybe we'll get a NWSL season.
And did you mention this, that trade windows will be eliminated? Did you say this already?
No, we have not touched on it.
I mean, dude, trades may occur at any time prior to roster freeze. There's no trade windows. However, we do know that these trades do require player consent, which is just wild. Because if I'm a player and someone would like to trade me, I don't know if I would push back on that, because I'm like, if you don't want me here, I don't want to be here. It's kind of a sense of that. But if you're just kind of feeling me out, I think I'd be like, well, I'd love to be here. So please don't trade me.
I mean, I do. I think I do love it. I mean, imagine if you're you're an NFL player and they're like, do you want to go to Cleveland or do you want to go to I don't know. I'm trying to think of a Buffalo, like a playoff contender, right? Like the answer is pretty clear. I would much rather go to Buffalo. So giving these players an option to go to a team or a city that, even if they are, they don't feel welcomed with their home team, like they at least have a say in terms of where they go. Nobody wants to go to a Cleveland, right? Or whatever the equivalent in the NWSL is.
I understand. Yes, I understand that. Last year, that probably would have been someone like Utah or something, or even maybe a Houston.
Yeah.
What I mentioned though, that trades may occur at any time prior to the roster freeze. That roster freeze is October 9th. Trades can just happen all over the place, man, until October 9th, damn near the end of the season. Isn't that wild?
That is the primary transfer window opens on the 28th and closes on March 24th. So that's kind of coming up.
Transfer window, yep.
The free agency period begins on July 1st. I mean, there's just a lot of, and as the season progresses, right, we'll break all that down and, we'll have a much better idea as to kind of what that looks like. But it seems like there's a lot more flexibility for these teams, which I absolutely love.
Totally.
And it gives more international players the opportunity to come over as well, right? Like it's just not such a rigid, unflexible type of schedule.
Agreed. Absolutely. Dude, what else is going on around the league? Anything else we need to discuss here?
I mean, we do have 20. So I double check on the amount of games here. Don't know if you mentioned it or not. 26 games. Over 25 weeks. So I think that's a good amount of games for the amount of teams that we have.
Yeah.
Outside of the footprint here, I mean, we did say goodbye to Franch, Balasager, Schultz. So all players who contributed to this team. And it kind of hurt seeing Franch go just because what she meant to the city. She's done a ton of volunteer stuff, represented this city with pride, was a key piece in this team, but just kind of felt like she needed something different, and Kansas City needed something different. So it felt like a good time for, a separation of the two. So I don't know where she's going to go, but I wish her the best.
100%. Dude, it's I don't know what this podcast is looking like for the month of January. We might do that every other week situation. I know we took a couple weeks off. I can assure you we most likely will not take more than one off at a time. So leading up until season opener, man.
Yeah. Excited for some more news. It's kind of weird without a college draft. I'm not going to lie, but you have seen some college players sign with teams here and there. So
yep. Seeing some movement. Absolutely.
I mean, at this point, I think we're, in terms of our roster, I feel really good about where we're at. I'm sure we're going to have some preseason additions, right, that are just going to get us through preseason and camp and stuff like that. Get some good looks at some players. So I look forward to seeing who we bring on board. And like I said, we're going to record about every other week. So we'll be there to talk about it.
Cool. Anything else you want to say today? I mean, you want to bring this home?
You go ahead. You always have the charm.
Okay.
You got the charm. I don't have the quick witty charm you do on the bring homes.
I didn't know if you had any extra stats or talking points. So if you're good, I'm good, man. We'll get out of here, folks. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a great start to your new year. Hope everyone's staying warm and safe here in Kansas City area, and we'll count on seeing you here in 2 weeks. If you could, though, hit us up online. Let us know if you're excited for anything, man. At No Other Pod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. You can send us an email if you have a more lengthy thing to talk about. nootherpod at gmail.com. 5-star ratings and reviews are always appreciated on Apple Pods and Spotify. So for Chris, I'm Daniel. Happy 2025. We love you guys. See ya.